But before that, it is a bit of a celebration here today at ITV Wales at 6. We've been taking a look through the archives.
The National News of Wales, brought to you first by Kylie Pentelow and Jonathan Hill.
Good evening.
Yep, don't adjust your set. That was our opening from a quarter of a century ago, because today is a rather special day for us, as this man is celebrating a bit of a milestone. Now, I've been in the seat for less than a month, but Jonathan Hill has been here for exactly 25 years. I can't believe it. Can you believe it, Jonathan?
I can't believe it. It was 25 years ago tonight I was sat in this seat, a very young journalist, 24 years old, and reading the National News of Wales. I was terrified.
Really?
And looking back, well, I just can't believe a quarter of a century has passed.
Do you remember much about that first programme?
I do. I was working with Nicola Hayward-Thomas, so I was in safe hands, but that night it was all about just getting through the programme and not fluffing my lines, really.
OK, it's pretty much always about that, isn't it, to be honest?
It's still about that, yeah.
Well, to celebrate, we've dusted off a few tapes from the archive. You haven't seen this yet. No, let's take a look.
The National News of Wales tonight, brought to you first by ITV.
It's been called the plastic revolution. Banks and shops all encourage the use of credit and cash point cards.
Verdict from the boys: don't give up the day job.
We're travelling at a speed of about 480 miles an hour.
And unfortunately, I left my stomach somewhere near the Severn Bridge with disastrous consequences.
Not the job for me.
3, 2, 1, bungee!
Let's not forget the newsreader who swallowed a fly. The world's media was buzzing when Jonathan had a bit of a mouthful.
And that's just about it for tonight.
Well, there's just time to give you a quick rendition of my favourite barbershop song. All right, girls?
Sounds great.
And it's here that the adventure begins. We're now deep in the jungle.
No, don't like him. Rolling. Nicola, well, this is for you. Get him off. I don't like him.
And how do you keep the voice, that instrument, in such good condition?
Drink plenty of water and don't get dehydrated, which is fine in Great Britain, because
in Wales,
and in Wales especially, because it's humid.
Tom Jones, thank you very much indeed.
My pleasure.
National News of Wales.
Good evening, welcome to the programme. Good evening, tonight's main news.
I can tell you the feeling is here that it's really on a knife edge. Of course, if the vote is yes, then Cardiff City Hall will probably host the new Welsh Assembly. This small town just outside Wignall has seen some of the worst so-called ethnic cleansing.
It was across these fields that volunteer soldiers from the 38th, the Welsh Division, fought their way towards the wood in what was said to be one of the most magnificent sights of the war. People have been turning up here as they've finished work. They've been turning up with their own children, desperate to try and do any little thing to help find this child.
At about 9:10 this morning, about halfway down that tip that you can see there, half the hillside came away.
Well, tonight in a special programme, we'll look at that fateful day and hear stories from the tragedy, but also of survival and, remarkably, of hope. It is an incredibly humbling experience to see the cemeteries in France and Belgium, and here to read the numerous messages on the little wooden crosses now bathed in rain. Good evening and welcome to Twickenham, where we're just 1 hour away from the opening ceremony of the 2015 Rugby World Cup.
I can't believe it's 25 years since that fresh-faced, young, keen reporter and presenter first came to ITV Wales. John, great colleague, good friend, and congratulations, 25 years.
Jonathan, hi! I'm here simply to wish you congratulations. You're reaching 25 years of reading the news. That's amazing. I've always admired your style and professionalism, so good luck and have a party. It's time to celebrate.
Jonathan, you know when you get to an anniversary like this, it means that you're very, very old. Anyway, huge congratulations on the 25th anniversary and lots of love.
Jonathan, I remember you as a scruffy student. Look at you now, all grown up. And if I ever manage to get rid of this one, you're very welcome to come and join me.
I don't remember you at all.
Jonathan Hill, you legend. 25 years in the hot seat. Fantastic.
Well, I joined ITV Wales 11 years ago to present alongside Jonathan Hill. It was my first big presenter gig and hugely daunting, but I was hugely lucky because over those years of sharing the sofa, I learnt so much from the master of news, John Hill. Happy Silver Jubilee. Long may you wear the Wales at 6 crown.
Oh, my goodness.
How do you feel?
Well, that's very emotional watching that.
Yeah.
It's really, I mean, so many wonderful people you meet over the years, and I think that's what stays with you. You know, you do so many stories, but whenever you do a story, you always meet wonderful people doing those stories, and whether it be some of the saddest stories you can imagine, like April Jones there, or the people at Aberfan, I mean, their spirit just is incredible, and that's what stays with you over the years, really. But yeah. Very emotional seeing all that.
What was it like hearing from the likes of, you know, Mary Nightingale and...
Well, I mean, they're legends. I mean, they're the people...
She called you a legend.
Well, yeah, these are the people you just hope one day you can be half as good as they are, and you know, and David Emanuel.
Yeah.
I remember when we first started doing the programme, Wales at 6. Or Wales Tonight as it was then, he came in to give us a makeover and designed all these amazing outfits, and you know, made sure we had, well, the hair was very big in those days. It's a little bit less of it now, but it was amazing working with him, and you know, he gave us that sort of that edge, really.
Well, someone who's been working with you for a bit longer than me, Ruth, has joined us. You two are, well, you're known for giggling on air, pretty much.
No, surely not.
Yeah, I don't think people realise this, that, you know, when the reports are playing and we're building up to Ruth coming into the studio, it's always a breath of fresh air to have her in here, and we always have a good old giggle, don't we?
Yeah, we do indeed, and I've got to say, you know, I mean, I've been here slightly fewer years than you. I'm really that young, 20-something years. But it's been an absolute joy coming in and knowing you're here, and you know, Wales, absolutely, you couldn't get better than you, Mr. Hill, and it's been a real pleasure for me to work with you, to sit alongside the show, and how lovely it is to see the two of you here as well. It's very, very strange.
Family.
Yes.
You've got a little something.
I do have a little something. Don't panic, don't panic. Look, I see the look on your face. No, it's not a Christmas
ticking, is it?
tree
It's
ball,
not
but
ticking,
if
is
you
it?
open that, this might give you a little bit of a clue, because it's all very topical, this. If you open it, just pull it and just unfold that, because that's a clue. These are very, very special.
I'm
Only special
very anxious
people
about this. It's
Any
a bin
day
bag,
now,
is it?
We're actually off air in a minute.
You see, that's what it takes, 25 years, and that's what
it's a poncho, is it?
It's an ITV Wales weather poncho.
What could a man want after 25 years?
They're in hot demand.
Than a carrier bag.
That'll be on eBay in 20 minutes.
I'm not expecting you to put it on, but it just gives you a little taste as to what exactly is coming up with the weather over the next couple of days.
Yes.
See what I did there? A seamless link with no giggling whatsoever.
No, we've had some lovely weather, and today, done.
I know, that's it. Winter, meteorologically speaking, ends today, and spring, meteorologically speaking, starts tomorrow. And guess what? It is all changed, because the high pressure, remember it, that brought all the lovely weather over the last few days, has now disappeared. It's a dim and distant memory, and in its place we have low pressure, which has effectively worked its way in, throwing all these nasties, this wet weather, these strong winds. So basically, as we head towards the weekend, if you do have a poncho, as Jonathan Hill does, it might be well worth having it handy, because it is very much a case of back to business as usual on the weather front. Here are the details. Managed to unravel it. It's basically a glorified bin liner, isn't it? But there you go. Only very special people get these.
Yeah.
So.
I was hoping for a carriage clock.
There you go. Ruth, thanks very much. Well, as you're here for one night only, I think we might as well say goodbye together.
Indeed, yes. The ITV Evening News is coming up next with the fantastic Mary Nightingale.
I'll have your late news. That's at 10:30. But from all of us here, thanks very much for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.